Okay. Are you ready?
Yep.
The first one is off the subreddit True Off My Trust.
Oh, I like those ones.
Found out that my husband sleeps with his ex-wife from time to time to prevent her from dating.
Oh. Narcissist.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
I just want to lie down in a fetal position and cry.
Oh.
We have been married for 2 years, 2 happy years, until I stumbled upon an email from her that said that she didn't want to do this anymore because she wanted to find love and meet another man. He answered her that he loved her more than anything, even more than the children, in brackets, they have 3, and that he would give her all the sex she wanted. Then he went on about how it was safer for her not to let in strangers into her home.
Oh.
She said
Gaslighting.
she said that she was done. He asked her to marry him. He's married
He's
to
married
this woman.
her. How can he marry her? Yeah, but why didn't he marry her in the first place?
Yeah, it
It doesn't say ex-wife, does it?
No, it just says ex, but they have 3 children together.
They have 3 children, but if he's saying, will you marry me? He's not saying, I'll remarry you or I'll marry you again or...
Yeah, we can get back together even.
Yeah, that's probably what she wanted in the first place.
Was
He's
the
baiting her.
Yeah, it was the marriage.
Yeah.
I was thinking that. She told him that she didn't want him back as a husband. So they were married.
That's that down the drain.
He said he loved her. Now I know why he refuses to have shared custody with her and would rather pay $4,500 in child support instead, so she doesn't have time to date. I'm so heartbroken. I feel like trash. Why is he doing this?
Aww.
He refuses to give up custody to the kids as well, where she said...
It's exactly what it is. It's control.
Yeah, but also, like... Oh, so legally, she probably does see the children, just not no, because then he wouldn't have time. She wouldn't have time to date. Why?
He doesn't want any shared custody, so he's let her have full custody of the children. He probably gets them now and again on different, he's let her have full custody, so he then knows she can't go out, she can't do anything because she's always responsible for those kids.
Yeah, I misunderstood. I thought that it was that he had full custody of the kids.
No, he's paying her full support, which is what the wife is talking about. Paying her, what was it, nearly $5,000? Is that what it said, 4,000 something?
Oh, yeah, I missed that. Yeah, he'd rather pay her $4,500 in child support instead.
Yeah, rather than have shared custody. So he'd half that. If he had shared custody, he'd pay half of that. He doesn't want shared custody because for him it works out better. He has his ex-wife under control and he's probably using going to see the kids as a reason to go sleep with his ex-wife.
Yeah.
And then got, his new wife, as far as he's concerned, knows bugger all, and she didn't, bless her.
Yeah.
Oh, it's sad for her that she feels like trash over something that someone else has done.
Yeah.
He chose to do that, and she's the one left feeling like she's,
Yeah.
literal rubbish. Oh, that's sad.
It's sad. Should we look at some of the comments?
Yeah.
Someone's commented, the first comment is, "This sounds like you were the other woman. The husband left his wife to be with you and now the husband regrets leaving her. Am I right? Question mark." But that's just... that.
It wouldn't matter. Well, it would matter, but they'd been married 2 years. And he would have probably been filling her with a lot of bullshit. Seems though he's able to now keep this separate. Probably kept her separate and told her at the time, even if she is the other woman, that there was nothing in their marriage, which there obviously was because he's still having sex with her.
Yeah, but this person as well, they're just like...
going straight in.
They picked that out.
Jugular.
Well, they picked that out of thin air a little bit. Like that could be the case, but also it could not be the case.
That's true.
Like it could be that
it's an assumption.
Yeah, she could have been the other woman, not knowing she was the other woman.
Has anyone?
Someone else said,
to that?
"Close. The wife left the husband after OP in the brackets. yes, she was the other woman, outed their affair to her. So seemingly the husband never wanted a divorce, just a little ass on the side. But OP didn't like that and took matters into her own hands. Real class act. But either way, that's really putting the responsibility on her. Like, he also was cheating on his ex-wife and now is cheating on this woman still.
You know the saying though, Ella, once a cheater, always a cheater.
Yeah, I'm not saying that
It's very rare that people, especially men, turn around and don't cheat again.
No, I know. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying people are kind of going for her here and they're absolving him of any responsibility for the situation.
Yeah, that's agreed. I'd like to know why, if the wife then left him, why is she still sleeping with him?
Maybe she still loved him. And maybe she thinks, you know,
Maybe she has a better life now.
yeah, but she's still sleeping with him, and maybe she thinks like
What's good-
she doesn't
well,
care about the OP, does she? She's like, you did this to me, I don't care to do this to you. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think she does, because she said to him in the first email, wasn't it? I don't want to do this anymore. It's not right.
Yeah.
Something like that, she said. So maybe she has a bit more conscience.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think the reason she's probably done it in the first place, one, she might have divorced him because he cheated, but that doesn't mean that the feelings go away. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
that's true.
So he could still reel her in with those feelings. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah, I do, but I would think if she's angry enough to divorce him, then
but you can be angry enough to divorce, but then years have gone by and you might still be, and maybe she doesn't want to go with anybody else.
yeah. If he loved her as much as he's professing, he wouldn't have had this other woman on the side, and he definitely wouldn't have married her.
Yeah, that's the thing as
He'd
well.
have finished that affair and then tried his hardest to work his way back into his wife's life.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that he's gone on to marry her as well, like that must have really hit for that for that
the
ex-wife.
wife. It's got to have. That's a. Now I feel sorry for both of them. Not him.
Not him. No, I don't feel sorry for him
He's
at all.
played every which way he can, because, like I just said, if he had those feelings like he's professed for his ex-wife, then why marry the other lady?
Yeah, it's got to be something to do with.
Because they've obviously got no kids. She hasn't mentioned any kids, has she?
No, and the ex-wife obviously hasn't moved on to be with anyone else either.
Yeah. He did that out of spite because she kicked him out.
Do you think?
Yeah, he had nowhere else to go.
Yeah, he's got somewhere to live. Moving on to the next story. This one comes true off my chest as well.
Okay, good.
I didn't react enough to my husband asking for a divorce out of the blue, and now he's mad. I, 26 female, was served with divorce papers by my husband, 27 male, about a month ago. I read them over and asked why. He told me he was somebody else, his co-worker, and wanted to marry her. What is up with these men just wanting to get so quickly into another marriage?
That is just so,
date. I mean,
that's so bad though. Imagine just saying, yeah, I'm in love with my co-worker. How do I know? Well, I've been having an affair behind your back, obviously. No.
Yeah. I mean, that's bad in itself, but even like you're jumping from one marriage to another, like you could maybe date the co-worker for a little while first.
Yeah, and at least like give your spouse a bit of respect.
Yeah.
Like if you've been with someone, it doesn't say how long, does it? How long they've been married?
No, it just says 26 female, 27 male.
Yeah, so they're obviously been together and long enough to be married.
Yeah.
And have, that relationship.
Well, to him, we don't know, but he could be a lightning marriage.
But they've got that relationship behind them, and then just to give her absolutely no respect, as in, even just to say, I need a bit of time to myself, I've fallen out of love with you. Anything like that would be acceptable, I think.
Yeah.
But not, I'm going to get married to someone else straight away.
Yeah, I mean, if you could say...
I want to marry my co-worker.
You could even say, like... my voice is gone funny. You could even say, like... Wait.
Brain fog.
You could even, if you wanted to be front honest, you could be like, I've met someone else, which is obviously a horrible thing to say, but like if that person's gonna find out you're dating someone anyway or whatever, just to be like, I've met someone and I've got something with them and I don't think that this is here with us anymore. But to be like, I'm getting married.
I think it's freaking hilarious that he's mad. That
I haven't finished it. I haven't finished it yet.
She's not showing any emotion.
Wait. Okay. So, he told me he was in love with his co-worker and wanted to marry her. I said okay and began the process of moving out. I own a rental property that operates as an Airbnb, like vacation home, and began the process of moving there. I took all my things, including things I paid for by myself, like all of our gaming consoles. I also spoke to one of my colleagues, 38 male, about having him represent me. I'm a clerk at a firm. He has agreed and we have moved forward preparing for the divorce. My husband contacted me a couple of weeks ago, angry that I had taken all of my things and moved out. He was even more angry that I didn't have an emotional response and didn't fight for him. Oh my God.
That's hilarious.
I explained that there was no use throwing a tantrum about a divorce and that I take time to process things. He dismissed me as being cold and unfeeling and said some hurtful things about me, including insulting my appearance, the way I dress, and my hobbies. He does not like that this woman has got enough self-respect and self-esteem to just say, okay.
He's like, listen, if you don't have the emotional response I wanted from the divorce papers, I'll make sure that you do. I'll make sure you have some kind of emotional response.
I think he wants to knock her confidence a little bit. I took screenshots and sent them to my colleague. We had our first hearing a few days ago, and my STBX, soon to be ex-husband, decided to represent himself. I hope he's a lawyer too. Yeah. After the hearing, he flipped out on me again and demanded why I had become my colleague's client. I told him that I believed my colleague would fight for me and I trusted him. My soon-to-be ex-husband was very upset and demanded to know why I chose an attractive male to represent me and asked if I was cheating on him with my attorney. I told him I wasn't sleeping. I told him I wasn't sleeping with my colleague and that it was kind of insulting to accuse me of sleeping with somebody else when he was leaving me for one of his co-workers. He called me a fat whore.
He's trying anything to knock her confidence. He's like, how dare you have the strength to walk away from me and not give a crap?
Yeah.
I'm going to knock you down.
In brackets, I'm chubby, but at a healthy weight. And I was probably paying for my attorney with sex. So she's ugly and unattractive, but also her sexy attorney man is sleeping with her. Yeah. I feel really upset and needed to get my feelings off my chest. I'm glad I followed through with divorcing him, even though he seems to have somewhat changed his mind about leaving me.
Yeah, of course he has. I don't think in his mind he thought she was going to go anywhere. She was going to cry and fall at his feet and say, please don't do it. Please don't leave me.
Yeah.
Whereas really she turned around and took all the shit and stuff.
Well, if she's like an attorney, then she's seen divorce and stuff so often. Her head's in it. Yeah. She knows what's up.
She does all the paperwork. She knows.
Oh my God. Don't you just love it when the bad people fail at being bad?
I love it when women like that are like, yeah, okay. I don't need you.
It's the best kind of, it's not really revenge, but it's the best kind of revenge is when you just are true to yourself.
When there's no revenge. When there's just like nonchalance.
I got no energy for you.
I don't care.
Yeah, I've got no energy for you. I'm moving on with my life.
And that could be men or women.
Yeah, of course.
It doesn't matter which way. People who are done with the bullshit.
Yeah, not for me. I actually know my worth. That's it. People who know their worth. With people like that want to make you feel so small, which this man clearly does.
Oh my God, he's terrible. Imagine saying, I want a divorce. I want to marry my co-worker. Oh, you're not having the right response. You're a fat bitch.
You've probably, and then accusing her of cheating with her co-worker, which is obviously projection.
Yeah. What are the comments?
Top comment. I don't know if this is, when people say top comment, I actually, it's just the comment at the top. I'm not sure if that's what top comment is.
No, top comment is usually the one that most people have liked or
Yeah, but does that get brought to the top?
it gets brought to the top.
Okay, so this is the first comment. Dear Lord, what a man baby. So much projection, so many tantrums. You kick ass and I adore your shiny spine. I know this is horribly, sorry guys, I'm dyslexic. I know this is horribly painful, but you are dealing with it like an adult and making intelligent decisions. Pat yourself on the back for how you've handled this, but also take time to speak with a therapist and feel some emotions. Divorce sucks. Cheating spouses who throw man baby tantrums suck even worse. Be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think, you have to take time to kind of delve into those emotions, but don't give that to that
I think
person.
that's what she said as well, isn't it? I take time to process. So I think what she was thinking was maybe I'll move out, I'll move into my own space and then I'll get everything sorted and then I'll process.
I saw that more as like she's telling him like I take time to process things, because sometimes like when you get news and stuff like that, could be like terrible news or whatever, you might not burst into tears. You know what I mean? Some people don't have an immediate reaction. It takes time for your brain to kind of realize what's actually going on. And I think she was saying to him like, you just said that to me and I can't.
Yeah.
Just,
I think that I think that she is definitely someone who needs her own space and her own energy in which to process what's going on.
Okay, should we go on to the next one? Am I the asshole for spending my son's university fund on a trip to Europe to drink beer like I always threatened, instead of giving it to his stepbrother after he passed away?
Oh.
Straight off the bat with the title, what do you think?
That's a hard one. I mean, why would you give it to the stepchild? First of all, is the stepchild like your now wife's and you've brought that stepchild up from, a baby?
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot different than like say it's your ex-wife's child with another man.
Yeah.
That would be different. I'm not sure if that works in the same way. I was thinking of his stepbrother, but he said stepson, didn't he?
He said his son's stepbrother.
Right, so that's what I mean. So it could be his ex-wife's child with another man. Mm-hmm. If it's his ex-wife's child with another man and she didn't contribute to it at all, I would think he has every right to take that money and go and spend it. He's probably spending it in his son's name, maybe something him and his son might have wanted to do together.
Yeah.
It could be anything like that. If it's the other way around and it's his own stepson that he's brought up from a child, from a baby, then I think he is the asshole.
Okay, let's see. My son was smarter than me. I almost requested a paternity test because he was so damn intelligent. This is a joke, in all capitals. My ex and I divorced when he was about 12. She remarried when he was 14. I did when he was 16. I had an RESP set up for my son. Let me do that again. I had an RESP set up for my... I keep wanting to say my son and it just says him. I had an I'm really tripping up on this sentence. I had an RESP set up for him. That's an educational fund in Canada. As long as he went for post-secondary education, he could use the money for anything. I always told him that I was okay with him not going to university. That way I could use the money I had saved up for him to go to Belgium and buy some beer from Monks that only allow you to buy one case.
Okay.
He knew I was joking and he always played along. He wouldn't let me get his goat. When he got accepted to McGill, it was the proudest moment of my life. I told him When he got accepted into McGill, it was the proudest moment of my life. I told him, oh my God. When he got accepted to McGill, It was the proudest moment of my life. I took him out for a beer to celebrate.
It wasn't even I told him.
No, that's why I kept tripping up. I took him out for a beer to celebrate his achievements and mourn the loss of my trip to Europe. My son was struck and killed by a drunk driver in March.
Oh my God.
I'm dealing with it. My ex is dealing with it. My wife has been nothing but my rock in this. She is holding me up. Mum,
Oh, that's horrible.
I feel like you just had a really big moment that you're going to cry.
It is so, isn't it?
I was dealing with the oh my God. I was dealing with the funeral arrangements and everything when my ex came to talk to me about the money. She knew he had a scholarship, was just going to use the money for living expenses and an emergency fund. She asked me what I was going to do with it. I said I was going to do what I always said I would. I was going to go to Europe and drink beer. She asked if she could have it for her stepson. I thought about it and said no. Her husband is a decent enough person, but he made it clear that he wasn't responsible for any expenses for my son, beyond food and shelter and stuff, obviously. Like I said, he is decent. I said I was not going to do that. I was going to drink beer in my son's honor. She says I'm wasting thousands of dollars, and I guess I am. I have to give back the government a portion of the fund, but I don't care. My ex thinks I'm being stupid and irresponsible wasting my son's money like this. I don't care. My son would laugh his ass off if he knew I actually did it.
I don't think he's
And that came from, am I the asshole?
Yeah, I don't think he's the arsehole. I think that everybody deals with grief in a different way. And if that's his way of dealing with it and being at one with his son, then he should do it. He saved that money. His wife didn't save the money.
Yeah.
That's his money.
Yeah.
And it definitely shouldn't go to another man's child, because he said her stepson. So it's not even her biological son with
Yeah.
the other man. It's
Yeah.
her stepson. No, I don't think so. And it's not like, it's not like they're blood related in any way. The son and the other boy.
Yeah. I think that, it's his money. And I mean, it can look like a waste of money to them, but that is something that he had with his son. It was a joke and he's doing it in his memory. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really sound like the money itself means a lot to this man.
No.
And like, if the school fund and everything meant so much to the wife and husband, then they should have done that for their child. They should have put something in place
Exactly.
for their own child, not just expect it.
And the fact that the stepfather said anyway, he's not responsible for anything for his son bar the basic needs,
Yeah.
is telling in itself,
Yeah.
really. I mean, if you're not willing to treat that child as your own when they're alive, you're not entitled to their money when they're dead.
Yeah. And I think, it seems like a waste to them, but it's not their money at the end of the day.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's his money, and he's doing something that will help him with the grieving process. And not that he said that, but that's what I'm picturing.
yeah.
And, you know, it's something he's doing because it's something he always joked about with his son. So, yeah, I don't think he's the arsehole at all. It's his money. He saved it on the end of the day.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, let's see what the top comment is on
See
this
if
one.
they agree with us.
Yeah. Okay, so top comment. Not the asshole. Sorry for your loss. I thought it was a clickbait title, but this is a sad fucking post. I hope you enjoy your trip and pour out some for your homie. It sounds like you had a good relationship. And the OP just says thank you.
Oh.
One of the comments is, it's very long. Info. Did you and your ex-wife create the account for your son together? Were you both on the papers for it, or did you create it for your son after the divorce? And the OP says, she never contributed money. Her work in our home made it possible for me to afford it.
Oh. What does that mean?
Perhaps when they were together?
What does that mean?
It probably means looking after the children, I would assume.
Possibly. But
What else could it mean?
yeah, maybe.
It can't be like wallpapering. Does that change your opinion at all?
No, it's still, I mean, they've been split up for quite a long time. He didn't get remarried, was it until 6 years after they'd finished?
No, when the son was 16. So she got remarried
4
when the son
years.
was 14. He got remarried when 16.
So 4 years after. So for her to get remarried when the son was 14.
What is that?
No, split up when
What's
the son
that?
was 12, was it? It's the dog's playing.
Oh,
They split up when the son was 12?
yeah. I think so. Wait, I'll have to go back and
So
post.
from the son being 12 until he actually went to uni, it was just the dad paying.
It seems like it, yeah.
It was just him in the home, and, you know, he was the only one contributing anyway. So I still stick by it. He's not the arsehole, still is money. And because even if she did help towards it, the stepson is not anything to do with the OP at all.
OP says here, I set it up and I probably put in 95% of the principal.
Yeah. That's,
Right. So yeah, not the asshole.
no. And because he's already said as well, a portion will have to go back to the education system.
Yeah. I think
So-
that's why she's saying that he's wasting money, because I think if it would have gone to somebody else's education, then they would have been able to keep the extra money on top, because it's
Maybe not, because I think it would have been for whatever the son had already done.
I think he just got accepted.
No, maybe. I thought maybe it would be for payment for what was already in place for him.
Oh, maybe. I thought of it like an ISA, do you know, when
Yeah.
they put like some extra interest on top.
Yeah. I thought of it as like the whatever classes or whatever he'd taken that been paid for in advance.
There's loads of comments from OP, but I think those are the most
The main
important ones.
Yeah. I think that's the main one anyway, to sort it out, that he paid 95%. If he paid 95%, then he's entitled to whatever comes after the government's paid back.
Yeah, and one more thing he's put, it was my folks, her parents, and a cash birthday and Christmas gifts from when he was little. She never put in any money. That doesn't in any way minimise the fact that without my ex, our lifestyle would have been impossible.
Yeah, what he's saying with that is fair dues to him. He's saying, you know, she was a stay-at-home mum, and, you know, without her staying at home and looking after the kids, they'd have had a lot more money to give out
Yeah.
for childcare and whatever, because she'd be working, he'd be working. At least that's what I'm taking from it.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Okay. Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
And that is the end of the first part of Mad Reddit Stories. If you've made it this far, thank you very much. I very much appreciate you. Making these videos really helps me stay on top of my cleaning and really helps me with my mental health. And I really hope that they provide something positive for you. It was great to see you here, and I look forward to seeing you for part 2 of this video.